Hello everyone. In this particular session, we will be learning each and everything about the speaking part 2, that is cue card or a task card round. So, I welcome you all in this beautiful session. So, without a further ado, let's get started with the video, guys. So, yes, the very first thing, what is part 2 of speaking all about? So, it is about the task card and a cue card round, wherein in speaking, you get a cue card, a topic, any kind of a random topic on which you then have to speak, okay, for like at length for like 2 minutes. That is the time, that is the maximum time you get. And this particular section is there in the speaking just to check your fluency part, that how fluent you are while speaking at length, and that too for the random question. This is particularly their major goal in their minds while testing you on this particular session. Okay, so what do we have to keep in mind? How do we cater such questions? And what are the things which if we include, then we can expect a good band? All these things we'll be seeing in this lecture. So without a further ado, let's just look into it quickly. So here you guys get any query, any random question, okay? And that too is like something on any kind of a topic, okay? So yes, you will get a cue card of any random topic and guiding points through it. So it's not only solely going to be a topic only, but also along with some prompts into it. When I say prompts, it's just the information you'll have to include in your response regarding that particular topic. So you'll get 1 minute of time of preparation to just prepare for that particular topic. You will be getting 1 minute of time which you don't get in any other section of speaking. So yes, 1 minute is there, but since you see this 1 minute, do not consider and do not just be relaxed that you get this 1 minute, because this is not that maximum time, or this is not much time in which you can definitely do something major. But yes, this is just to give you or gain some confidence. Once you just get blank instantly, like if you something has been asked to you and you just got blank, you don't have anything to say over, then you can at least refer to points which you must have made in your 1 minute's time. This is why this 1 minute is there, okay? So in 1 minute's time which you get, you must utilize it optimally while just making pointers on it. Do not spend it while just writing the whole answer like an essay, okay? If you do so, then definitely it's not going to help you out. So what you do is that you first make in the shortest form possible, make pointers, okay, as many as possible regarding that particular topic, which you are then going to cover in your response later. And you will be allowed to refer your points. You can always refer your points like that. Whenever you get anywhere blank, you can just refer to them, but obviously don't just read through them, right? You just have to refer, you just have to have a quick glance of your points. That's what you're supposed to do. So yes, 1 minute of time is there. Other than that, you will be able, or you'll have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes, right? An examiner may ask your 1 to 2 rounding off questions as well. Once you're done speaking about your response, they may ask some follow-up questions as well. So just be prepared for that too. Okay, so let's just quickly see what is that assessment criteria of ours on which we get a band, right? What are the things we have to keep in mind while answering for any question? So these are some of the criteria we have. So first one is called fluency and coherence, which means the smooth flow of yours, the transitional phrases you're being able to use, the connectors, conjunctions you're being able to use into it. So yes, without any long pause, how much are you being able to speak smoothly, effortlessly? This is what they are checking you upon, fluency and coherence. So your smooth flow, logical sequencing, use of cohesive devices, right? When I say cohesive devices, I only mean with connectors, conjunctions. You have to use them anyhow in your speaking. Okay, this also comes under the, what do we say? Better speaking. Okay, use conjunctions, connectors, and also the sequencers of yours. These are very important. Right, now we'll see the lexical resource, which is the second parameter of ours, which includes in it the wide vocabulary. Okay, lexical resource means the vocab, the kind of words you use in your write-up, in your speaking. Okay, in the writing also we saw lexical resource was there, right? In speaking also it is there. In speaking also they will check you upon how many good words are you being able to use in your speaking and in your response, in your task card, in your cue card. Now see, when I say good words, I mean with synonyms as well as the advanced words. You must also use some advanced words into it. Advanced words means don't just replace those basic words. Okay? Replace basic words with some good alternatives, which are advanced words. Yes, grammatical range and accuracy is your third parameter. That means grammatically you must not make any kind of a error, neither in punctuation nor in tenses. Nothing, no error should be there. It should all be effortless without any kind of a error. Okay. And then after pronunciation, this is also the check you upon here. Pronunciation, when I say, it should not be, unnatural or artificial. It should all be natural. The voice modulation, the intonation of yours, right? The stress, the rhythm which you follow. So all these should be correct and on place. So when I say pronunciation, you whenever the previous to previous was lexical resource. Let's suppose you learn any good word, any new word. So over there, try to just learn the correct pronunciation of that word at the right place over there. Otherwise, you are using the advanced word, but then you are pronouncing it wrong. So ultimately, it's going to degrade your brand. So that is why just be aware about it. So yes, these are our 4 parameters on which we are actually assessed and get a band. Now we are going to follow a particular approach, like how to approach this task, this part 2. Okay, how to approach this. Let's learn that now. So read the cue card carefully. That's the first thing. Try to just read that cue card and understand. Okay, identify the main topic and sub questions through it. And then after, plan in 1 minute, use bullet points, think of personal experiences and example. So yes, let me tell you, you'll have a question. Okay, let me show you that. Let's suppose this is your question. Describe a memorable journey you had. Okay, it is about memorable journey. So when we say about journey, so it is something we all must have had, right? Any kind of a memorable trip of ours, we all must have had in our lives. So yes, firstly, you have to choose, you have to decide that what is the kind of a trip you're going to talk about. So they always give you a broader aspect question. They give you a broader aspect, okay? Like they give you the question on celebration, they give you the question on maybe it can be anything, festivals, right? Your journey, your trip, memorable trip, right? The party which you attended. So yes, these are some broader aspect questions. Now, if in celebration, I've got it on celebration, let's suppose. So if on celebration, it is like the authority is on me. They have not told me that you will have to talk about that specific celebration. It should be on birthday only. They have not told me. Birthday also comes under celebration. Anniversary also comes under celebration. And if you talk about any kind of a marriage celebration, right? Or maybe it can be anything. All sorts of celebration come under celebration. So yes, I can talk about anything. I have variety of things to talk about under celebration. But yes, I'll have to be very wise in selecting that part. How? You have to be wise, you have to be sagacious, you have to be prudent. That means samajhdar. You have to be very smart while choosing that one topic to talk about. Why? They have given you the varied, like they have given you a broader aspect question. Now it's your turn to decide. The ball is in our court now, right? So we will decide it whenever we are like, let's suppose I have recently attended my birthday celebration. So yes, I am very comfortable. I know each and everything about it. I can comfortably speak on that, right? So that's how I will just choose on to talking about that celebration. That is about my birthday, right? So it's like that. So you'll have to choose only that particular topic in which you are damn comfortable speaking. You don't have any pauses in between and you are not nervous at all. You always have to relate that topic to your personal life so that it becomes easy for you to speak on that. That's how you have to decide it. So yes, they always give you questions like this. And what are these? These are called prompts, okay, in your response, which you will have to include. So these are prompts. Prompts, when I say, are the questions which you will have to answer and include in your response. So when I say them, when I look at them, what are they? Where you went, how you traveled, what happened during the journey, and explain why it was memorable. So where, how, what, and are these questions, right? Which I'll have to include in my response. Basically, these are actually helping me to talk about my response at length, right? They are helping me to elaborate upon my response. So yes, these are like, these can be answered in any order. There is no particular order which you will have to follow. But yes, these are mandatory to be answered. You must not leave any one of them unanswered. Always answer all of them properly. Clear? That should all be answered properly. But yes, you can start answering this one first or that one first. That doesn't make any difference. It's upon you. So yes, we were talking about the approach. So I've already shown you what are your bullet pointers. Bullet pointers are your prompts, which I showed you. So you're going to have 3 to 4 prompts of yours, which you will expect in your cue card. Now, what should be the approach? See, related to your personal experience or example, like whatever experience of yours on that particular cue card, try to just relate it to your personal life. If you don't have any relevant experience, don't get nervous over there. You can always make up, you can always create a story regarding that. There is no problem with that. They are not going to judge you upon your honesty, right? That how honest you are. So they are not going to judge you onto that. You can always make up the story. So yes, that is how you're going to plan and make your pointers. Now, when I say pointers, how you're going to make it, I suggest to all my students, always consider your prompts and now start making points like this. For this particular, that where you went, I can make 3 points. If whatever comes to your mind at that time, it depends onto that. Let's suppose where you went, you are making 3 points. How you traveled, for this you only get one point at that time. What happened during the journey? So for this I'm getting 4, and explain why it was memorable. For this I'm getting 2. So these are my pointers which I am able to make. Always make your pointers according to what? According to the prompts which you have had. Okay, according to the prompts, one by one. So in total, how many points have I made? 10, right? 10 points I've been able to make. Now, if in total I have 10, what should be the ideal range? Let me tell you. There are 4 prompts, and in total, always on an average, you will have 3 to 4 prompts, questions you will have. Right. So if we are going to have 3 to 4 prompts and we are like sure about it. So for each prompt, if ideal response, if I say ideal pointers should be 3 to 4 only, in that case, it becomes the total comes out to be 12 to 15 points. Now this is somewhat my ideal range should always be there. Always you should have 12 to 15 points in range on place as an ideal parameter of yours. If you have not been able to accomplish this, let's suppose I've only been able to make 10 pointers, right? So in that case, what am I going to do? I am going to talk about that topic in general, cause you guys will not be able to see the time or check the time. You will not be having the watch or the clock in the examination room. Okay, hence ma'am, I'm an introvert boy. I also hesitate in speaking. How can I get good bands? Okay. So, someone is asking me that he's an introvert and he also hesitates in speaking. So, let me tell you, see, if you are an introvert, that doesn't make any sense over here, because they are not going to check your personality, what kind of a person you are. It's just the test. Consider it as a test, okay, that you'll just have to clear it the way you used to do in your previous examination. Take it in the same manner, on the same way. So yes, here you'll just have to perform. You can always make yourself ready for something, so you have to do the same. You'll have to practice more and more. Yes, practice tests are important. You will have to prepare for questions, sample questions. You'll have to speak, and I always suggest do the mirror practicing for speaking. Okay, stand in front of the mirror and try speaking. Take any random topic and start speaking onto that. This is something which you can do. And always try to improve yourself in terms of your vocabulary, enhance your vocabularies, right? Learn the basic grammatical structures and try to listen to native speakers. This is something which can help you. Okay, listen to native speakers, try to imitate them, try to imitate their tone, their rhythm, everything. So that's how you can also improve your accent and everything, the grammar, the vocabularies. So all these are some things which you can utilize. I hope it was helpful. So yes, back to the topic now. So I was saying, if you have 10 points and if you've not been able to cover this range, then what you're going to do? You are going to talk about this topic in general because you aren't sure, no? What is the time of yours? When should you stop? That, see, let me tell you, 2 minutes is the time which is the maximum time you guys have to speak for. But how will you get to know that when is 2 minutes getting over or when I do have to stop? So I will tell you, always consider it according to the points of yours. Okay, if let's suppose 10 pointers you have made and if you've not been able to cover 12 to 15, then at least 2-3 lines more you have to speak and then you have to stop. If you'll cover this, no, this range, definitely this is enough. Then over there only you can stop. Now how are you going to stop? You will always use a concluding statement over there. Try to have that all the time. Okay, try to always have a concluding statement. How can you do that? To encapsulate, that is all about my answer, would just like to summarize all my pointers, whatever I've stated before, this way. Try to summarize all, whatever, in short, whatever you have stated, your pointers, and then just wrap it up, saying that is all about my answer. Thank you so much. That's how you have to do it. Clear? So yes, we have to think upon the personal experience and then structure your answer. How will you structure that? You will follow this IBC format, which is introduction. First of all, you will introduce the topic, okay, and you will also add up the pointers, the explanation to it, okay, the main pointers, and then after you will also have this conclusion, which actually is essential. Why is it essential? Why is it vital to have? Because it gives the clarity, the completeness to your answer. Okay, the completeness means the finishing to your answers. If you are not doing so, then definitely it is incomplete. You'll have to complete your response thoroughly. That is must. Okay, so yes, complete, let your answer be completed and also give it a proper landing. That is important. Okay, and cover all your prompts. Covering all the prompts, answering all the prompts is a must. You can't just skip it. Expand your ideas, use details and reasons and feelings, comparisons, all these. Okay, how will you expand it? Whatever you feel. Let's suppose I ask you, do you like watching movies? And if you say, no, I don't. Or you say, yes, I do. In that case, this is not enough. Okay, you'll have to elaborate it by giving reasons, by answering to this why. That why do you like it or why don't you like it? Give reasons, give explanations, give examples. This is needed. Okay, otherwise if you don't do so, they will ask a follow-up question because they will not be having any query in their minds. They will directly ask you that. Okay, you stated that, so why did you stated that? That's why. So always just try to explain everything by yourself instead of them asking you a follow-up question. Don't wait for that. Okay, it doesn't give a good impression. So you try to give at least 2 to 3 lines answer to each question they ask you. This is about the part 1 and part 3. But yes, since we are here studying about the part 2, so I have told you about the pointers which you will have to make. 12 to 15 pointers of yours must be there. So some more tips are like use 1 minute of time to prepare wisely, jot down keywords, not full sentences. I've seen some of the students actually writing the whole essay kind of a thing. That is just not allowed, or it's not going to help you even. You will not be able to write much. Then what is the use? And you will then be doing what? Examiner will be sitting in front of you. So in front of him, what will you be doing? You will be reading it like an essay. So you can't do that. Even if you do that, it's not a good thing to be there. That is why I suggest to always make the key words, okay? Instead of writing everything down, you just make the key pointers. That is it. That should only be there. Okay, that's it. Now let's just move ahead. Organize answer in three parts. What are they? Intro, body and conclusion. So this is the IBC format I was talking about. While stating your conclusion, you can use this. To encapsulate. Okay. Always use this to encapsulate. Would like to say this. Okay. Try to always use this. Next. Use connectors always like this to begin with. Moving on, right? What really stands out is firstly, moreover, on the other hand, finally, or however, although, like this. You can always use some similarity connectors or contrasting connectors. You always must use to elaborate and enhance your response. Now, incorporate some personal stories, that is, use personal stories even if it partly made up. Okay, it can be made up also. It's not necessarily to be truth only or true only. It can be always a kind of a story which you're just making it all up. They also know about it, but it should always be there. Do not skip it. Now I've got some more questions. Let me read it. I gave TOEFL recently. I got 120 out of 120. Thank you for your lectures. Okay, great, Parth. How can I make a great conclusion? See, Mohammed, what you can do is, in order to just conclude your response, what you can do, see, try to just use this to encapsulate and also summarize your points. Okay, whatever you have stated before. Let's suppose if it is about journey or it's about a vacation, then you know what all you have done. So just summarize. I am not telling you to repeat each and everything once again. It's just about the key pointers which you can just repeat. Okay, and also it will give you some space to talk some more lines, to talk about some more lines, so that you can at least speak for some more time. Otherwise you were just ending it a bit earlier, but conclusion actually gives you the time to also expand upon your answers and speak at length. The more you speak, it's good for you. So that is why try not to be in a hurry to just end your sentence as soon as possible. Try never doing that. So yes, these were the things. Avoid long pauses. This is very must. I have seen a lot of students having long pause in between. So I am not even saying that I'm in the way of being in a hurry. No. Neither too hurry or neither too long pause should be there. It shouldn't be too slow or too fast. You have to maintain that balance. Okay. You have to be in your own pace, in your own natural mode. You don't have to make it all up. Otherwise, it'll look artificial ultimately. So that is why you try to have a pause for a second or two. That is fine. Okay, it even makes you confident that you are not in a hurry. But then if you just start taking just more than a second or two, a long pause, that comes under a long pause then. So that shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be the case. Clear? Now manage time. How do you do that? Speak at least 1.5 minutes. I would suggest try to speak for 1 minute, more than 1 minute 30 seconds and less than 2 minutes. Okay, this should be there. It should be more than 1 minute 30 and less than 2 minutes. Somewhere in between you have to stop. Clear? That should be there. Up, don't ask me that, ma'am, how will you get to know? We don't have any watch or clock. How will we get to know? So I have already given you that. I've already told you that depend upon your pointers numbers, how many points you have made. As long as you are done speaking about your pointers, you then try talking about that topic in general. How do you do that? Let me show you. So let's suppose the topic was on a memorable journey. How do we talk about it in general? So we do it in a way, we are going to talk about a memorable journeys. I mean, normally about journeys, about trips. How are they? What are the advantages of trips? What are the disadvantages of trips? We talk about these two, the advantages and disadvantages. And then we are going to normally end it all up. So it is allowing us to speak for at least 2-3 lines more. That's how you can do it. If it is about, let's suppose, celebration. So why are celebrations important? What are the advantages? And if it is about trips, then how are trips? Normally people go to how many places, what kind of places on trips, and why are they important? Why do they go on trips? Like this. Talk about the topics in general. If it is about festivals, it can be like what are the kind of festivals normally we have it in India, And why do we celebrate them? What is the importance? What are the importance of festivals? Like that. So talk about that particular topic in general if you have not been able to make up more pointers. If you are done making up 12 to 15 points, in that case it is not needed. You can just directly conclude your answer. Otherwise, try to elaborate and talk about that topic in general. Clear? Okay, now there are some advanced vocabularies which we can use here. What are they? So, memorable, unforgettable, life-changing experience, right? Fascinating, captivating, inspiring, overwhelmed, elated or thrilled. I was overwhelmed, I was elated, I was thrilled. Like these words you can use. Profound, profound impact, that means deep impact. Okay, that there was a very deep impact, profound impact. Significant influence, to broaden horizons and to gain perspective. A turning point in my life, vividly remember and etched in my memories. So yes, now we will see on this particular topic, this was our topic, right? So what can be a sample response be for this, and what are the vocabularies which you can use, and what are the other things which we can do in this? Also focus on the voice modulation which I make, the intonation. What do we understand with the intonation? Let me tell you. The highs and lows of yours, okay? You must emphasize, whenever you want to emphasize on something, you will take it towards the higher side, and then you'll again come towards the lower side. That's what we mean with highs and lows, right? So you must always have that voice modulation. Otherwise, you will do what? You will be monotonous in your voice, in the same tone. So it sounds boring actually to the listener. That is why you must also have the highs and lows of yours. Now let's just see the response. So one of the most unforgettable journeys of my life took place around 2 years ago when I traveled to Manali in Himachal Pradesh. It was with a group of close friends. I vividly remember this experience because it was not just a trip but an adventure that left a profound impact on me. We decided to travel by road, which was quite challenging given the long and winding mountain routes. Although the journey was exhausting. Now, do you see? How do I say this line? You have to be little bit expressive while speaking, okay? Always try to be expressive the way you do with your friends. Let's suppose you got a good news and now you have to tell that news to your friend. How are you going to do that? You're going to do that with full of expressions, right? You will be having sort of happiness in your voice that will be clearly visible. So same way you have to also here be expressive, little bit expressive. Fine. Although the journey was exhausting, the breathtaking scenery outside the window kept us engaged. The snow-capped mountains, cascading waterfalls, and lush valleys looked like something straight out of the postcard. Straight out of a postcard is a idiom, kind of a idiomatic phrase, which you also can use later. What made this trip even more memorable was an unexpected incident. On our way, our bus broke down in a remote area, and initially we were all frustrated. So this is a kind of a story you all also can make up. Kind of a story. Create it as if a story, okay? It will be helpful for you to then elaborate and talk about it at length. Fine? Using all these words. So on our way, our bus broke down in a remote area. Initially, we were all frustrated. However, that inconvenience turned out into a highlight of the trip. While waiting for the vehicle to be repaired, we interacted with some local villagers who welcomed us warmly and even offered us homemade food. It was such a heartwarming gesture that reminded me of the generosity of the people in the mountains. During this journey, I not only explored nature's beauty but also built stronger bonds with my friends. We laughed endlessly and shared stories and created countless memories. More importantly, the experience taught me how unexpected challenges can turn into the most cherished moments of the life. To sum up, you can use, now you're concluding it. So, in order to have the concluding thing, you can use to encapsulate or to sum up, to conclude, right? That journey was memorable not only because of the stunning landscapes but also because of the valuable life lessons it imparted. Even today, whenever I feel stressed, I think back of that trip and it instantly fills me with joy and gratitude. Yes, everyone. Done? Did you understand what all good words we used into this? We actually used lot many good words. It was all well organized and with smooth transitions, strong use of descriptive and idiomatic phrases, and it was all mix of past tense, complex sentences and conditionals. That is, complex sentences are what? The usage of the conjunctions, connectors in between, and then we are making up the sentences. Also pronunciation, natural stress, intonation, implied through variety. Okay, the pronunciation was appropriate and also the intonation thing was there, right? Okay, someone is saying that where I get practice test. You will get practice test. um, do you need it? I mean, you nowadays have variety of the questions available over the internet, so you can just directly start practicing any of them. You just pick any random question of any cue card and then just start practicing through them. That's how you can do it, right? So yes, this is about it, about this response. And let me tell you everyone, here you also focus on the voice modulation intonation. That's a very crucial aspect of it. Why? Because it not only enhances your response but also give the clarity to the listener. Once you're having voice modulation, if you're going in the same tone, in the same rhythm, it looks so boring for the listener to listen to you. That is why you try to have some sort of expressions on your face. It should all be visible. That normal simple smile you always have to keep on your face, and that's how you have to go with. So just practice more and more for the same, and try making your pointers for the same in 1 minute of the time. Just have an alarm on of 1 minute and then you make your points. Once it is done, you have to now turn alarm for 2 minutes, but you don't have to look at it. Just keep it aside and start mm, uh, speaking in front of the mirror after you are done making your pointers. Okay, and just watch out that how much are you being able to speak for. If the alarm rings up, it's fine, you have crossed 2 minutes. If it doesn't, just stop it and just check the time. Okay, so that is somewhat practice you will have to do on your own for speaking. So that is all about the part 2 of the speaking. I hope this was an informative session, and I hope you gain a lot of things from it, and you will definitely be practicing on your own. I'm very sure about that. So yes, thank you so much everyone. That was all about the session. I hope it was great and you all will definitely do practice a lot. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.